When we got the plot, there's 2 old stables here that had planning to be converted, but they were in such bad state it wasn't worth trying to convert. So we managed to get planning to knock them down and build a new dwelling, which is what we've started now. The lads in the background are on the footings for the house. They started yesterday and they're just doing the last trench on the front of the house now, and then they're going to be on the garage. Tomorrow we're concreting that, ready for building. This is the outside wall of the house, which on the back here is going to be block work and render. And this is the cavity. So inside this cavity, we've got like 100mm insulation and then just 50mm breather gap there. So that's why I've set out the 2 walls that width. All finished now, bar that front wall, still waiting on steel, but the house is all up to damp course. The garage is up to damp course on the outside, but at the minute it's more important to get this drainage in so we can get on with the floor slab. That's the pipes in. Now we just got to basically bed them on this stone. It kind of makes sure that you've got a nice slope for them to sit on, so it's comfy. It's not up and down on these sharp rocks underneath or whatever. And also you go over the top of it and it just protects the pipe. This stuff doesn't compact like enough to crush the pipe. It just keeps it all protected and looks after it basically. So I just leveled this out and I'm just about to compact it with the whacker plate. Put the sand blinding over the top. That just protects the polythene, like the damp proof course. So we're just finishing this last bit on the front. Tony and Julian are polythene in the garage, and concrete should be here shortly. So concrete's going down. I'm just rushing, getting the last bit of polythene all taped down and out of the way. Julian's just going over it with the power float. That just like vibrates it all, shakes it all, makes sure there's no gaps underneath the concrete or anything like that. Make sure it's all solid and just gets a nice smooth finish on it. Tony over there on the Magi screed, the big fishing rod thing. He's just troweling it up, basically going back and forwards over that slab. Just troweling it up, getting a real nice finish on it. We finally started building, basically, and we've started slinging the blockwork around on the inside. So we're up 6 courses, pretty much right the way around on the inside. And if you look at this one, we're just putting the insulation in on this bottom course. In some places, the concrete in this cavity, if you see the concrete is a bit like up and downy and a bit bumpy. So we're just having to trim the bottom of some of these sheets because basically you want the insulation to sit and we need this tray to be flat and level, if not slightly sloping down. What we don't want is it sloping back, because then any water will hit that and sit against that wall. So it's just taking a bit of time now to trim the bottom and get that bottom course in just right. This is one of the panels that's going to be stonework. At the minute we just got the first course up, so we just brought it all around to damp course height just to get that ready, because that's a fiddly annoying job. I'll just show you, you see Like if that is sat in a wall, the two perp joints, that's got a bit of a curve on it, and this one's a bit kind of yeehaw all over the place. So what we do is we'd just like to parallel them up. This is it once it's laid. This is what it looks like. Absolutely beautiful. Really happy with how it's come out. Right, so this is the damp course. Basically, this stops your house getting damp drawn up through the walls. So what we do is just smear a nice bit of muck down, cover the brickwork underneath, and then this sticks to it pretty much. You just flat it down nice and smooth behind, and build on top of it. The other day we spoke to you and we just started the garage. I think we'd got a couple courses of bricks around and we'd up to tray or something. So since then we've been on it this week. Got all the inside up to 6 courses round, and then we've backed it up as well. Because the ground's so wonky here, we're going to get scaffold about here. Normally you'd want scaffold a bit higher, but we can't really reach any further because the ground's down. So we're going to get quite a low scaffold. We have got Darren and Teddy coming. They have got some steels for us and we're going to be lifting them on the house. Hang on, you're going to kick the wall over, Dad. So we've got the first 3 on. That's all gone fairly smoothly. They're just going to start bolting these up together so that those 2 are set and stable. And then we can start getting the other 2 in going that way. Steels are in. That went really well today. It was a big help having Darren and Ted come and fit it and put all the bolts up together. Like, they just know what they're doing and it's a bit easier. They work with it all the time, so it's easier for people like them to just turn up and do it. But now it's in, you get a good feel for what I've been banging on about, what we're trying to get done here. So far Joe and his lads have just bolted this plate onto here, 9x2, and this is what they then nail the hangers to. And that's what the joists sit on. So that's what they're doing now. They're getting one either end, and then they put a string line through and they fix all the other hangers through, and then they just sit the joists on and fit them in place. We've boarded that, put all the floorboards down so we can stand up there, and we've started the block work for the first floor upstairs, and we've just been getting on with some block work, building over the top of those steels that we put in. So we'll show you around and have a look. So we've got this elevation up to scaffold. This is all the stone I was dressing in the shed last year, and really happy with it. Apart from doing it in the winter, it tends to get a bit like smeary and some of the cement has run a bit, which I'm really disappointed in. But these are all the floorboards. We've boarded out the whole deck, which is good. So then we've just loaded all the blocks out, and you can see the thermalite block work. We've started taking that up, getting that to wall plate height. We finally got the steel turn up for the front window on the porch, and we're going to put it in today, hopefully, and get it bolted down to the footing. So we got the steel in, went really well, and I'm really happy. Like, look how cool that looks. That's going to look brilliant when it's all glazed up and finished. Like, and from here you can kind of see what eventually it's going to look like. That's all going to be window. That's just going to look really cool. So a bit of a fiddly morning this morning. This lintel's turned up now that we were waiting on. So we've put that lintel in, and now we're just dressing some stone to go over the front. We're going to do a soldier course, stuck out 20mm, so it just makes a nice feature out of the lintel. But it's a bit fiddly because it takes ages to dress the stones to the right height and make them all look pretty. So that's just what we're getting on with now. Self-leveled around the bottom, it's all concreted in nice and tight, and now we're just building it in. We've got it up to damp course, so that's where the finished floor will be on the inside. Windows go from there all the way up to the top. We've just got the 2 courses round, bringing our stonework up the damp course, and we're just getting on with some fiddly bits now, tying in the block work, and then hopefully this afternoon we'll get a bit of stonework up on the front. So this is the last panel we need to get done on the first lift of scaffold basically. So me and Ferg got this up, not yesterday, the day before, raked out yesterday. Yeah, real happy with it, looks good. So we just had to get that up because now scaffolders are here today, getting the second lift up to here so we can carry on it. So these are the roof trusses for the garage. They turned up Friday afternoon, so we just unloaded them. We've just lent them here out of the way, but they're good. They're attic trusses, so they are basically, they've got your upstairs space built in. So this will be, I haven't actually stood in it yet, but this is the actual size of the room we'll have above the garage, like, you know, for an office or whatever we decide to put up there. All right, over to you. Yeah, on top there. So here I'm putting the cavity trays on. Awesome bit of kit really. They turn up and you basically bed them on. So I'm bedding them on a bit of cement. They've got 150mm overlap built into them and they interlock into each other, the black plastic. So all I do, bed them up on, slide that lead underneath the other one, click it in so they connect, and then I just put those blocks on top of them just to hold them in position so they don't go anywhere once I've bedded them on, until I'm ready to build them in. So what we're doing this week is yesterday we pumped all the water out of the well. We're seeing today how much it's filled up within 24 hours. So at lunchtime we're going to have another look and we'll be able to measure how much water is drawn back into the well. And then we'll pump it all out again, do it over the next few days. And that'll give us an idea of how much water comes into this well and whether it's enough to feed the water to the house. And if it is, and the water quality is better than what's in the borehole, we might be able to use the well. So it won't just be a pretty feature in someone's garden anymore, it'll be their water supply. So yeah, watch this space. Laying blue lights on the front, so where the big steel was, that big open window, is that bit there. We're building up to the top. We want to get that up to the top scaffold lift again, give it the strength, but also so we can start building the gables once me and Joey have put the roof on and cut that front section in over the ridge beam. So big day today. We're putting the trusses on the house. We spent all day yesterday cutting out the bird mouths and the fiddly bits, which I'll show you in a little while, and we've just started lifting them on this morning. day's gone well. Got all the main trusses up. The lads have just braced them up, fairly temporary just for tonight, to make sure they don't go anywhere. And then we just got a load of bracing, make it all safe and strong. And then hopefully I'll get the lads back next week and do some more work because there's a dormer window there. We've still got to get the steel, the ridge beam in on the steel at the back there. And that front bit's like a cut roof, so there's still some work to do there. We've built all the gables now, they're finished. So I've pretty much nearly finished all the actual building work on the house. So yeah, once we got the porch roof cut on over that ridge beam, we fixed the ladders. So the ladders, they are those timber bits, they basically look like ladders, so they go up the gable end. So once they were in, I could top out the last bit of stonework, build that up. So just the last little corners either side of the big feature window, got those nice little bits of stonework right up, kind of fading out to nothing, both sides of the window, into the gable, looking really sharp. Garage is pretty much done, all the building work's finished. We've done the gables. We've sorted the dormer in the middle, which I'm really happy with, that looks really smart. It's got a Velux window either side, that's gonna look good. The only thing we've got left on there is the fascia boards, which I think they might do today or tomorrow. It's the back side of the roof, which is pretty much all done. Jake's just here finishing the last bits, setting out the Velux windows. We've got 4 Veluxes on the back, going over the 3 bedrooms. He's just cutting out, like trimming around the last one, I think, and then he's going to make a start putting the fascias around. The roofers have been here a few days now. They've got the house and the garage felt and battened, so the roof is all fairly watertight. They've started slating a few bits where they can. We'll show you around in a minute, show you the bits they've done. So this is what we're putting on the roof. Spanish slate, and it looks absolutely beautiful. They've slated a few little bits here and there, and it's starting to look really nice. So. So this is solar panels, they're in, all finished. Really happy with that. We went for the flush ones, so I think they're called inlay or something like that. Yeah, basically just really happy with how it's all come out. The slates look awesome. The Veluxes look good inside there. I love all the LED work, the LED detail, things like that around the dormer, that's really smart. Right, so we've got Joey, Jack and Jake back today, and they're setting up all the stud work. We've separated the bedrooms, got the 3 bedrooms, got the ensuite, dressing room at the back, and yeah, it's nice to see it all taking shape, see where everything's going. So yeah, me and Joey just went around first thing this morning and marked out exactly where all the walls are going. Then what they do, you screw the base plate in place where that's going, and then from there you can mark where your uprights are going, fix all of those. Sorry, put the base plate, then the top plate, then all the uprights, and go from there. So yeah, I'm just starting to think about the staircase. We've left these holes out for joists to go in across to there, so there's going to be a little bit of a landing there. And the staircase is starting down the bottom, going up there, twisting and coming up here. So I'm just trying to plan where it's going to end up, because I need to get that staircase ordered and made and designed and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just trying to get my head around it now. Oh, Jesus Christ. So we've got the stud work, got it up. We haven't got it all boarded yet, but we've got most of the outline set up now, which is good because it means you can kind of get a feel for the rooms and what's going to be what. So in here, so that's the landing. You're going to come up there, and it's like quite a wide hallway here. So in there is the main bathroom, going to be in there, and then through here. This is like the second biggest bedroom, I think, which is nice. They got Velexes in yesterday, they're looking really smart. And then this is like the smallest bedroom. So it's got 2 Velexes. It's got no actual real window because it's like a chalet bungalow kind of thing. So that's why we put an extra Velex in there, so it doesn't feel like you're small and trapped in. It's gonna have like a fitted wardrobe and desk area and that. Then around here, this one will be the master. In through here, there's like a wardrobe gonna be built on this side. It's got big double doors with like a Juliet balcony kind of thing going on there. This will be the actual bedroom. In that one is an ensuite, just like a shower and toilet kind of vibe. And then this little back room is a walk-in wardrobe. Getting the insulation in here. I've got 200mm going in there in between the trusses. And what I do is basically just get a bit of really good idea, because you've got to have airflow behind that insulation. I've tacked a 1x1 batten basically to the top of the truss, and that way you can just bang your insulation in, it's in the right place. I've still got the 200mm I need there, and it allows that airflow. Chippies today, they're getting all these battens on the garage because the garage is being cladded with, it's not timber, it's like cement, it's like fake timber, it's like a cement board, I can't remember what it's called. It's getting cladded with that, which you can't fix straight to the blockwork. You need, so you need the battens on there, and I think you need a bit of airflow. I think that might be the other reason, but yeah, you need the battens on there. So they're fixing all of these in place, and then the cladding gets nailed to that all the way up, horizontal cladding up like that. So things are moving on inside as well. I've managed to get all that fiddly annoying insulation done on the pitch roof bits, and a mixture of Joey and his lads have been plasterboarding, and also the plasterers have done some plasterboarding as well while they've been kind of in between doing other things. So Matt, the window fitter, he's managed to get the windows we needed in for render. He's done all of them. The ones upstairs, they're looking really nice. Nice, just white, plain, bright inside, and then grey on the outside. We'll show you in a minute. So Matt, the window guy, he got these done. We've still got to put fascias on, but he got the soffits done quickly, just so we could get the rendering done. It's nice to get the soffits on first, render up to them, and then you hide the fixings. You don't see the fixings at the back. So yeah, this is the colour. Looks really nice with the stonework. They're not finished yet. He's still got a foam and seal around the edges and things, but I guess he just does all that at the end. He gets them all in and then finishes them all up. But we've had a crusher sorting all the pile of hardcore and that, but the most important thing is we've had Steve and Andy here getting on with the rendering. They got all the scratch coats done earlier this week. I think they did the top coat on 2 panels yesterday, and now they're in like a race against the sun basically to try and get this back wall on before the sun hits it. They want to try and get it troweled up and finished, because as soon as the sun gets on it at about 12ish, it's going to start going off quick, and if they haven't finished it by then, it'll be really hard work to get it looking nice. Last couple of days I've just been insulating this part of the ceiling, which is the big like entrance ceiling, you know, the big high one. So I need to get this insulated and then plasterboarded, and then I can drop the scaffold. So this is the flat roof that Joey and the boys have got on today. It's probably a bit hard to see, but you can tell originally we were going to have a big lantern there and a big lantern there, but just a bit worried about the whole weight of it and the structure and things. I actually think it looks a bit cooler having, so we're going to end up with 5 smaller windows now. So we've got 2 there, and they are like dead center with the hob and the island and all symmetrical and that. That's going to look really cool. And we got 3 smaller ones down this end. They're kind of center of this window, so when you're all sat down in the kitchen or the dining room, whatever, everything's kind of like symmetrical. scaffold is down and it looks like a really nice house now. It's nice to see the scaffold come down. You can actually see all the work you've been doing and it looks really cool, like really happy with it. So we got the flat roof bit, that is on and done and nearly 100% finished. We just got one more Velux window to put in and that'll be done. We've got all the underfloor heating in. We've got screed coming in the next couple of days, so we need all the windows in. The last window, the big window is turning up this afternoon, so that's going in. Yeah, Matt's been back the last couple of days. He's got the last bit of fascias and soffits around here done. Obviously we fitted these. So yeah, these are just the aluminium sliders and they're real nice. They're just gonna slide open. And then, that's not supposed to happen. Concrete lorry, the screed on. We've got the van in the background, tips it into a hopper, and that goes into the hose. And then Dave's inside with the hose, spreading the screed around. So, busy day today. We got Joey and Jake and Jack back. They are plasterboarding the ceilings downstairs, ready for the plasterers to then dot and dab the walls. We've got Steve and Andy, the plasterers. They are dry lining, so they are sticking the sheets to the blockwork, doing all the walls basically. So yeah, the big window's gone in, looks really cool. You can see what I've been banging on about for ages, talking about this big opening and things. Really happy with that. It looks really impressive, really easy. Matt just puts the frames in and then it's just me and him lifting the glass in one at a time. That's the window from inside. And it's just gonna be a real light and airy open space. Staircase is gonna come up here. That's being made at the minute. We're gonna have like glass banisters around there. You can just see what a nice space it's gonna be. Another thing that's happened is we've got these frames in now in the kitchen. Steve and Andy have rendered the outside. It's looking really nice. Yeah, what do we need? We just need some paint on that, but we'll wait until we've finished making a mess around the floor here and that, and then that'll get painted. Doing the cladding on the garage. We've done the front last week, looks really good. I'll show you in a minute. But I'll just talk you through what they're doing. So at the bottom of the cladding, you've got to have insect mesh, because insects just love climbing in behind cladding and making nests and making a mess and whatever they do. So they're just putting that along the bottom, stops anything going up under. And now they're fitting something called a starter profile. We're a bit short because I didn't order enough. So I've been stingy and using up all the offcuts we got. Because you're not going to see it, but just trying to use it up. So yeah, the lads got this cladding done last week. And it all went well. It was a real fiddly start though, because I really didn't want to end up with a cut above the doorway, because I thought that would look a bit naff. So we had to kind of set this one where we wanted it first and then try and work our gauge back down. So it was a bit of a fiddly start. So this is upstairs. All the plasterboarding's finished. Steve and Andy are back on Monday. They'll be able to start skimming in here and getting on with the rendering outside. It's just the two end walls to stick the dot and dab, but Steve and Andy like to do that. But yeah, really happy. So I've been getting all the house drainage in this week. That's this stuff going that way, all the stuff going that way. Got the electric cables, they're under here because I need electric from the garage to the house. The water pipes are in this same trench, lower down. Yeah, and all the drainage really. This one's a vent pipe from the septic tank, So this one's a vent pipe that's going to go out and vent out behind the garage above the roof out of the way. So this is the waste pipe from the toilets, showers, sinks. This is the one from this side of the house, and then we've got another one from the other side of the house. The other day we poured the foot in through the back here. And me and Fergie this morning have cracked on really well and got the wall built. That's the finished height now. You can see it's pretty much good with that ground level behind there. So that's going to be the top where the grass is. This is going to be the bottom where the patio is. And we're just going to figure out the steps here. That was here the other day. Fitting this Juliet balcony, that's all done. Worked out really nice. Hello. Yeah, last time we were with Ferg and we're getting this block work up. We've pretty much got all of it done. This is where the wall's going to finish. We've toothed it out here because this is going to be a bit of stonework. You know, like the same as the house. That'll be a nice stone corner there. And the same where we've left gaps through the block work. That's going to be toothed in with stonework as well. Right, so this is Tommy Reed. He's put the stairs in. He's here yesterday. Looks like you got most of it in yesterday.
Yeah, we got on pretty well, to be fair. I think we turned up about lunchtime. 3 or 4 hours, we had the main flight in, and then back today and we'll get the landing built, and then try and get the handrails around here. And then we're pretty much done then.
Scaffold's down finally on the garage, well, by that last bit, but it's good. You can see, like, all of a sudden the garage looks huge without the scaffold in the way, so it's really nice to see. You can see all the nice colours of the cladding, the fascia, the slate, the windows all tying in together nicely. This bathroom, all the tiling is finished. Really happy with the tiling. Looks really smart. We've got plastic hanging up at the minute because Tony was painting. But really happy with those lads, John and Ben. I think I said I was a bit worried because I'd never used them before. Always a bit nervous if I don't know someone's work, but they pulled it off and they've done a really nice job, so happy with that.
Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes.
Sid's back on the patio with his mate Dave, so there. It's around the back of the patio today, and then come on to the front here, which is where I've got this kind of spider web of strings set up, trying to figure out how the paths are going to go, because it all comes down and works nice and square around the house, but obviously the garage is on a bit of an angle, so I'm just trying to make those angles work and look pretty, and we've got a step and things, so I'm just getting my head around that this morning. Basically, you see that line of curbs that come through there? They're going to come down here and carry on to that point, which is easy enough on this higher bit because those curbs are 150, you know, they've got plenty of room, but here you're going to step down and those 150 curbs aren't tall enough. You're going to have a gap between the slab and there, so what I've done is cut these slabs down, so I'm going to bed these in as curbs just in this area where the step is. So they're going to sit in concrete, something like that. So you'll see them. The new patio level will be down here somewhere, and that'll be holding back the grass. So the patio's looking really good, really happy with it. Sid and Dave done a good job. It's something I did want to do, but it's just come down to time, and getting them to do it has been a really good idea because, you know, they've cracked on with it. So we had a dry day yesterday, managed to get Tony here, and they painted all the outside. They managed to get 2 coats on this yesterday, the single story elevation and the back of the garage. So there's only one more top coat to do, which they'll do once we've fitted the lights and whenever we finish making mess, basically. Got Dave, my brother-in-law, he's here with his lads. They're cutting down some trees. So I've just spent the morning talking through with him what's got to happen. He's sorting that and set them to it. We've got Tony and Julian back with the digger and dumper. They are clearing the front entrance, just clearing where it got a bit overgrown and things like that. They're just ripping that out, ready for me to build the new entrance for the for this plot and the second plot. So that's happening. And the kitchen fit is here. So the kitchen's in. That's looking really good. He's about halfway through it, I think, to start with. Really happy with the one we chose. It's looking really good, and it's nice to see it going in. What we're doing now is we're making the entrance 2 separate entrances. It was always the plan to have 2 separate entrances. It's just we've only just got around to doing it now. So we've just extended it that way a bit. We've got a drainage ditch running through the front, so we're going to have to pipe that like existing. There's already a pipe that we've been driving over, so we just need to extend that a little bit, and then that'll be entrance for the first property. It's going to have 2 wing walls and a splayed wall, all blue layer stone like the house. It's going to look absolutely beautiful. This is the well. This is where we're getting our water supply from. We're not on mains water, it's coming out of this well. But Fergie has been working on this, building this up the last week sometime, and it's looking real cool. It's going to make a real cool feature in the corner of the garden. We've opened up this entrance and started building it. Fergie's on the blockwork at the back. It's going to be blue lights on the front walls, 2 big beautiful pillars and 2 big gates, electric gates and things. It's going to look really smart, and the house looks really cool from this angle now that it's all been opened up. Really happy with it. Julian's in the background. He's leveling off all the soil. We're hoping to get some topsoil this week and finish that off. So we put this base in last week for this water tank. It's not full of water yet because he hasn't pumped it out the well, but Adrian's coming back later, like I said, and hopefully we'll be getting some clean water from the well into here, and then it gets pumped into the house. So bulk of the kitchen's in. Really happy with that. It's looking really good. Jace is just here doing some electrical stuff, but the worktop's coming in on Friday, hopefully. Looking forward to seeing them being on, and then it's pretty much finished. If you remember, there's a video of me pouring the concrete for these footings, and I ended up with a big hole where I was short of concrete, so we filled all that in now. We've built them 4 nice even steps up to the top bit. We're just gonna have a little, I don't know, maybe like a thin path of slabs there, and then a path going out to the well, and then the rest is just grass either side. So Julian and Tony are leveling that ground off now, ready for when we get some soil. They can spread the soil out, ready for seeding it for grass. It's taken a little while, but we finally finished building Bowdens. Come and take a look. Finally finished. We've got all the finishing touches done. Gates are on, driveway's done. All the last little painting details we hadn't finished, all the lights are on, everything is done. It went on a lot longer than I thought it was gonna. Now that we're here, it's worth the wait, worth the extra effort. Really happy with the results.